San Diego Unified providing an update on how its limited in-person learning has gone so far, that and what the district's next phase is going to look like. Just weeks before Election Day, and a new warning emerging from high-ranking U.S. officials about ways that foreign actors have been trying to meddle. And final preparations underway. We are just hours away from the last presidential debate before the election. ABC 10 News at 11 starts right now.
ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
And welcome this midday. Great to have you with us. I'm Jim Patton, and I'm joined remotely by my co-anchor Virginia Cha and Vanessa Paz in for Megan this week. Great to see you both, and we will be with you both very shortly. San Diego Unified School District released a new 4-phase plan to get more students on campus. That came out in the last 2 hours. ABC 10 News reporter Cassie Carlisle breaks down the phases and what it means for your student.
The San Diego Unified School District's new phases will move forward depending on what tier we're in next week. Phase 2 means pre-K to 5th grade would come back to campus for 4 days a week. They would be split up into an AM or PM session. Fridays would be online check-ins. 6th through 12th grade would be on campus 2 days a week. They will also be split into sessions that come on campus either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, Thursday. Phase 3 would have pre-K through 5th grade students on campus 4 days a week, like a normal school day. 6 through 12 would be on campus 4 days a week as well. The morning instruction and afternoon would be flex time. Phase 4 looks very similar to Phase 3. We'll find out next Tuesday when the timeline for these phases will go into effect. Reporting in University Heights, Cassie Carlisle, ABC 10 News.
As flu season approaches, county officials are urging everyone to get their flu shots. ABC 10 News reporter Marie Cornell shows us why getting the flu vaccine can help hospitals deal with the coronavirus.
The County of San Diego is making it easier for people to get their flu shots, and health officials say it's especially important this year because of the pandemic.
We want to avoid the double whammy.
In a news conference, county officials kicked off their efforts to promote flu vaccinations. Over the course of the next few weeks, they will be hosting pop-up clinics like this all across the county, where people can get free flu shots. This is designed for those who don't have insurance or those who can't get the vaccine from their healthcare provider or pharmacy.
I think it's great because we tried to actually go through our health plan and it was over a month out, and we wanted to get it sooner, and we heard about this opportunity and we're very excited that we're able to do that.
Dr. Denise Foster, who's the chief nursing officer for the county, says getting the flu vaccine can also help in the battle against the coronavirus, keeping flu patients out of the hospital, freeing up beds and resources for those fighting COVID-19.
The flu vaccine can actually prevent the flu and prevent people from seeking health care services that might be needed right now in the midst of the pandemic.
Dr. Foster says when looking at the numbers, there are already more people that have gotten the flu vaccine this year in comparison to this time last year, and they're hoping that this trend continues. Reporting from Kearny Mesa, Marie Cornell, ABC 10 News.
Well, San Diego County just 2 cases away from moving into the state's most restrictive tier. So if the county does fall into the purple tier, tighter regulations would be put in place, including closures. Public Health Officer Dr. Wilma Wooten says there is no specific event or outbreak leading to our higher case rate. Supervisor Nathan FLETCHER has been adamant that change needs to happen if we want to at least remain in the red tier.
And yesterday we dodged a bullet as it related to the tiered structure. We could not have gotten any closer to the purple tier without tripping into it than we did.
The county is asking people to mail in their ballots, but they are also reassuring voters who want to vote in person that it's safe as long as they follow health guidelines. Now an update this morning on a COVID vaccine trial that we have been tracking for months. Moderna now giving us an idea of how much their vaccine could cost if it's widely distributed. So the company says they plan to price doses at under $40. Moderna says they have finished enrolling all the participants in their trial, setting the table to apply for FDA authorization sometime down the line. Meanwhile, Pfizer also developing a vaccine and says they're hoping to get authorization late next month. Jim?
Virginia, Iran, and Russia accused of interfering with the election, but U.S. officials promising things will still be safe and fair. Director of National Intelligence says that they found evidence that Iran has already begun contacting voters via email. Officials did not describe the emails, but those familiar with the matter told ABC News the U.S. has linked Iran to messages sent to 4 states, including battleground states. Officials say meddlers are trying to, quote, cause confusion and sow chaos and undermine voters' confidence in American democracy. Officials have promised that they will keep the election safe.
You should be confident that your vote counts. Early, unverified claims to the contrary should be viewed with a healthy dose of skepticism.
Now, a spokesperson for Iran has denied the allegations. And we're just hours from the final presidential debate of a shortened campaign season. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze tells us what to expect from both candidates tonight.
12 days until Election Day and tens of millions of votes already cast, the candidates set to take the stage in a final televised showdown tonight. President Trump reportedly foregoing traditional debate prep, instead making an aggressive push in key swing states he won in 2016.
Thank you, North Carolina. Go out and vote.
Joe Biden mostly off the trail, prepping all week.
Honk if you're fired up. Honk
While former President Barack Obama in the spotlight in his first campaign rally for his former VP. Obama unloading on President Trump.
This is not a reality show. This is reality. And the rest of us have had to live with the consequences of him proving himself incapable of taking the job seriously.
Trump firing back.
There was nobody that campaigned harder for crooked Hillary Clinton than Obama, right? He was all over the place.
Trump already setting the stage for a combative night in Nashville, criticizing new rules that will mute candidates' mics during the first 2 minutes of their answers.
Well, I think the mute is very unfair.
One topic likely on tonight's agenda, the Supreme Court. Biden telling 60 Minutes if he's elected, he'll create a bipartisan commission to study reforming the court.
I will ask them to, over 180 days, come back to me with recommendations as to how to reform the court system, because it's getting out of whack.
Tonight's debate will last 90 minutes. Because of the pandemic, there will still be social distancing, and plexiglass will be between the two candidates. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
And you can watch tonight's debate right here on ABC 10. Coverage begins at 5 p.m. after ABC 10 News at 4. Debate gets underway at 6, followed by a special edition of ABC 10 News at 8. San Diego County Registrar has already received 560,000 ballots. That is more than 3 times the amount received at this point before the 2016 election. Mail-in ballots were sent to all 1.9 million registered voters in the county, and nearly a quarter have already been returned and processed. For people who prefer to vote early in person, the registrar is open weekdays 8 to 5. Virginia?
Thanks, Jim. This morning, the GOP-led Senate Judiciary Committee advanced the nomination of Judge Amy Coney Barrett. So the committee, which held hearings on Barrett's nomination earlier this month, voted to recommend her to fill the vacancy left by Ruth Bader Ginsburg on the Supreme Court. None of the Democrats on the committee took part in today's decision. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer called the nomination process, quote, illegitimate. Today's vote sets the stage for a full Senate vote that is expected to take place next week. Some new developments in the case tied to the death of George Floyd. So this morning, a judge decided to drop one of the charges against Officer Derek Chauvin. Now, Chauvin is the officer seen in videos kneeling on Floyd's neck for several minutes before his death. Today, a judge dismissed third-degree murder charges against Chauvin, saying the specifics of that statute don't fit this case. The judge did uphold second-degree murder and manslaughter charges.